Yo.
Professor Zach. What's going on,
What's
man?
happening?
How you doing?
2-0 versus 2-0.
2-0.
We got it rolling. We got it banging. We got the Buffalo Bills. We got the number one passing offense in the NFL.
When would you ever think that the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen, all you Josh Allen haters out there, when would you ever
Get in the comments, haters.
think
We'll
the
fight you.
Buffalo Bills would be the number one passing offense in the league?
Speaking of passing,
Still a top 5 defense.
I'll pass you this ball, autographed. We refuse to tell you who's an autograph. It is a Buffalo Bill
Alum.
Yeah. I would call him a Hall of Famer or Wall of Famer, but I'm not sure if he's probably a fringe Wall of Famer.
He's definitely like a top 5
He's
scorer.
better than people give him credit for at the moment. He's one of those guys that will get better with age, just because of what he's done for us. Now,
Indeed.
I will say this. You comment below, you give us your score prediction, you get it right, no strings attached, free shipping included, we send you this ball. That
Autographed.
seems easy. That seems easy, right? It's autographed. I think the marker's in there somewhere. Let's hear.
It's got his DNA on it and everything.
It does have the player's DNA on it.
Get some 23andMe and find it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, the Buffalo Bills are going against
Comment below your score prediction.
the
Hammer that point home.
Los Angeles Rams. Like we
Formerly the St. Louis Rams.
said. Yeah, whatever.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Pour one out for him.
Yeah, we'll do that. The Buffalo Bills, as we said, number one offense in the
Actually
league.
kinda gross.
Number one passing offense in the league. Still a top 5 defense. Now, the Rams, they are.
Even an injured top 5 defense.
Indeed. We were missing Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, both practiced on Wednesday. Matt Milano was a full go. Tremaine Edmonds had a non-contact jersey.
Trey White also had a non-contact jersey.
Indeed. So, we will continue to look at those injuries going into Sunday.
Monitor those.
Yes. So, it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, we played the Miami Dolphins. We played the New York Jets. Still very important
Those
teams
are
to
divisional
play.
games. Listen,
Can't
everyone
mess
wants
those up.
Everyone wants to call those cupcakes. Those are important games. You
They
need to
definitely
win
are.
those games. You go 6-0 in your division, guess what?
Playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think there's a scenario where you can't make the playoffs if you go 6-0
No,
in
you
your
win the
division.
division.
I don't know. I feel like there's a scenario out there that if, let's say the Patriots, let's use a different example. The Jets win every game outside of their divisional games, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But lose their divisional games, and the Bills go undefeated in their divisional games. But, okay, so I forgot where I was going with that. The Jets win all of their divisional games, but lose all their other outside games. The Bills win all their other outside games, but lose all their divisional games. Those are just scenarios that would never fucking happen.
No.
So I figured
I'd be
it'd be
surprised if
comfortable.
the Jets win a game at all.
Yeah, I've been fading the Jets in survivor pools. They have another good one with the Colts this week. That's your survivor. That's your Professor Zach survivor pick of the week. Colts over Jets. It's a tough week, I'm not going to lie. But Colts over Jets, that's your survivor pick. But I think there's a scenario there where they don't make the playoffs.
The Colts?
No.
The Jets?
Stay on board. Yeah.
The Bills? The Bills?
Fuck all those teams except the Bills. They're not making the playoffs. Back on track to the Rams. They got some injuries themselves. They got Cam Akers, Malcolm Brown. One broke his finger. One broke his ribs up. Mashed them all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Aaron Darnold didn't practice, but was not injury
That's
related.
just a veteran rest day.
Give him a veteran rest day on Sunday.
I think Mitch Morse is going to put him on a veteran's notice. We
there-
got the top paid
hope
center.
so.
Is he still a top paid center? I think he might have been surpassed by now. But we had Mitch Morse getting paid a hefty amount. I think he's the top 3 at least and paid on the roster at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Going against Aaron
Darnold.
off-season video Darnold. You always see those off-season videos of him training with someone trying to stab him. Listen, I'm not an NFL player. But just in general, like, imagine being like a claims adjuster, okay? I'm not. Neither is Jake, so this is a fair one. Imagine being a claims adjuster and, like, you're in your training class and they're like, all right, this guy trains with knives. There's not a scenario in the world where training with knives is a proper thing unless you're in a kitchen.
No, we're good. All right.
What'd you just do?
I muted it.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good one.
You do what you got to do. What's wrong, buddy? Hold on. There you go. Do it. Do it. Do it. There you go. They didn't hear it, so it's fine.
All right, whatever.
Hopefully not. I'll have to look at that.
I have no idea if it worked or not. But yeah, I mean, listen, Aaron Darnold's scary dude. Jalen Ramsey's still a top. I mean, he's the highest paid corner right now.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a good defense. Their linebackers leave a little bit to desired. Their safeties leave a little bit to be desired. I think the Bills could still attack them through the air most efficiently. Now, the Rams, on their offensive side of the ball, they run the ball the second most in the NFL. That's 79 carries, almost 40 a game. Almost 40 a game.
That's a lot of time.
That's insanity. That's something Rex Ryan gets fired for, honestly. Let's be honest. But he's 2-0. You know, Sean McVay's 2-0.
Yeah.
They run the ball almost 40 times a game, but they are missing 2 running backs that I'm going to say that 2 of those guys don't play. We're probably looking at Darren Henderson or Darnold Henderson. I know there's 2 L's in there. I think it's Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson. He's a rookie last year. He was supposed to be the handcuffed Todd Gurley in many fantasy leagues, but didn't pan out. And I don't see him panning out against the Bills' defense this week, especially if they get back Milano and Tremaine Edmonds.
And you have Ed Oliver, you have Harrison Phillips, you have Jerry Hughes, you have all
Vernon
those guys.
Butler had 4 tackles last week.
Yeah, Darrell Henderson Jr.
Forced a fumble, too, but I don't remember a fumble.
And there's an Xavier Jones on the roster. Yeah.
On the Bills roster?
No,
I was like,
on the Rams.
listen, I'm pretty much in check with the Bills roster. I don't know who the hell.
Darrell Henderson and Xavier Jones are really the 2 healthy running backs.
But Jared Goff has been efficient. He just had a 3-touchdown game with Tyler Higbee last week, which is why I think it's so important to get Tremaine back, because he's 6'5", I believe. 6'5" and a couple inches.
He's humongous. That's all you need to know.
Exactly. I think you need him to be able to cover a tight end in this defense, especially after what Mike Gesicki did to the Bills.
It was a good kind of practice run. I mean, Mike Gesicki exposed a very solid Bills defense, and you certainly do not want that to happen this week against the Rams, because, I mean, certainly the Rams are a better team than the Miami Dolphins, so
the record shows
those mistakes are going to be amplified, and we certainly don't want that when we are trying to go 3-0, 4-0, 5-0.
Especially with these next 4 games, it's a tough 4 games. You got the Rams, you got the Raiders, you got the Chiefs, you got the Titans, the Chiefs, in that order. I hope we can go to that Chiefs game. There's rumors kicking around like, oh, will Bills fans be able to go?
It's Thursday night.
Yep.
I have to take off for that probably.
I'll probably have to adjust my work schedule.
Gross.
That indeed, because I'm trying to roll over time because I'm getting married next year. And
You're getting married next year?
yeah, you're invited. I thought you were standing up.
Oh, I am?
Nah, I'm kidding. You're not going.
Delete the podcast. If this
Delete this podcast.
if this podcast gets 30 likes, can I stand up in your wedding?
No.
Shit.
Drop in the comments below if you think Jake should stand up in my wedding.
And if you don't, you're getting blocked from ever watching Madmen Sports again.
No, I'll invite you back. Drop in the comments, yes or no, should Jake stand up in Zach's wedding?
Please.
Please comment. Hey, Mom, can you make a bunch of Gmail accounts?
There's like 20 ghost accounts saying, do it. You won't.
Jake H. 27. You're like a Twitter handle.
Jake H1.
You got Jake and a bunch of numbers after it. You're a bad opinion.
I talk about
Twitter
politics
handle.
and trying to get to Zach's wedding.
And that's exactly why you're not going. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah. Comment below, Jake, Zach's wedding. Speaking of Zach's wedding, how about this marriage between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs so far? You got the
Are
leading
you going to that as well?
Dude, I hope so. If we go to this Chiefs game, we're going to that marriage. Listen, we got the number 1 wide receiver in receiving yards and catches right now, Stephon Diggs. I think he can keep this up, especially against Jalen Ramsey right now. We have the number 1 passer in Josh Allen. I'll tell you what, I spent all week, and you know, you guys are going to hate me. You guys are going to make fun of me. I spent all week trying to find the doubters. Not for reasons of like gotcha stats. I'm not a gotcha with the doubters. I understand. They make their living off of clicks.
Seeing.
Exactly.
Science.
We got Cian Fahey. You got that Stephen Ruiz guy. You got
Anyone at PFF?
Yeah, Sam Monasuna, whatever. All those guys, they make their money off clicks. Bills Mafia, we provide clicks. We provide clicks because we're fanatics about the Bills. That's the bottom line right there. You know, we're madmen about the Bills. That's clean and simple. That guy is a madman.
This guy is a madman.
Exactly. We're mad about our Bills. Bills. We didn't buy this stuff. I just had it. Like, that's as simple as this. Now, where does Crazy Bills fans? Where are we going with that? Shit.
I don't know, but we're having fun. And that's what's most important.
I hope you guys are having fun. Remember, comment for the ball. score prediction. Comment to get Jake in my wedding. If this video gets to 1,200 subscribers.
1,200? We get like 400 listeners. All right.
We do more than that.
I want to talk about something. Not necessarily about the Bills real quick. It'll be 30 seconds.
You do that while I think of... Oh, the clicks. Never mind.
Shit.
So anyways. So yeah, Bills fans provide clicks. So I was looking for the doubters. Not because I was looking for what they have to say or I wasn't trying to gotcha, but I did get Omar Kelly. Oh, come back to me in 2020 and we'll see if you're still a Josh Allen stan. Well, hate to tell you, Omar, we are.
And Josh Allen's the number one passer.
I was hoping they would dig up a stat just so I could have it for my own personal, because I don't believe the Jets are very good. I don't believe the Dolphins are very good. But for my personal understanding, what is Josh Allen doing? There's got to be this has to be an outlier, right? I've been just looking for, I've been sifting through stat after stat after stat. I'll tell you what, his numbers under pressure and with no pressure are pretty much mirror images. Like I showed you that stat this morning of Steven Ruiz, who I'm not even going to plug it because I think he's dog shit. That's just on the record. But
fuck PFF.
He's not a PFF guy, which is even crazier because I have no idea.
Fuck PFF.
But even the Football Outsiders guys have gone the other way on Josh Allen, saying he's been fantastic. But Steven Ruiz has gone out of his way to find stats that are pretty mirror imaging, but then even doubling down by saying, I haven't paid attention to Josh Allen yet, but take these stats for what they are. I think he meant to gotcha.
Yeah.
But I examined them pretty thoroughly, and they're pretty similar. Like, I sat there over my steel-cut oats trying to find something, and there's nothing there. You don't know what good breakfast is like.
You were joking, though, right?
No.
Steel-cut oats?
Yeah.
Ooh.
With cinnamon on it.
I'm a big cheesy eggs guy.
Jeez. Okay.
Whatever.
Anyways. But, yeah, I mean, Josh Allen doesn't seem to be an outlier right now. This seems to be going against this defense. Now, the Dolphins put a first-round pick into their secondary. Xavier Howard is the top number 3 highest paid corner before Ramsey, of course. And then in the offseason, they paid Byron Jones a ton of money. Now, he didn't play a full game, but you don't get off the hook for that. I mean, that's still a very good secondary that Josh Allen dissected for his best game of his career. Probably the best game of his life. Now, listen, if he is having those games in high school or in college or in JUCO, he probably would have gotten to a better school.
He probably would have been recruited.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But this is probably the best form Josh Allen's ever been in. And there's a lot of MVP talk going on. I'm not sure if you should shy away from that yet. Let's keep this going. This is a big game. This is the matchup. Listen, is he going to be 400 yards and 4 touchdowns every week? I'll tell you right now, no. No one is.
Fine. Yeah, no.
Exactly. But is he going to be what everyone said he wasn't going to be his rookie year? It looks like he already is. Even if he regresses to the mean, you still have an average quarterback that you've been lacking in Buffalo since Drew Bledsoe's first year. I mean, Doug Flutie. I mean, he got, we've been looking for this for so long, and he's already better than anyone's ever thought he'd be. He's a hard worker. He's got great talent around him. He's got great coaching. He's got a great support system. Don't get off the Josh Allen train if he has a bad game. Knock on wood. We always have wood around here in the Madmen studio because we're always scared of jinxes.
Plethora of it in the morning.
Exactly. So the bottom line is, because you don't want to start your day off with a jinx. The bottom line is, though, you don't get off of it just because he has one bad game. He's had 2 spectacular games. There will be outliers. There will be regression. Listen, he's not going to throw for 700 yards every 2 games. He might. But he's probably not going to.
Could you imagine if he does?
Just stay strong with Josh Allen. He's got Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley, which I think, I want to focus on this again, Cole Beasley will have the monster game that everyone has been waiting for since he was a Buffalo Bill. I think this is teed up perfectly for him to eat in the slot position right this week. So keep an eye out for Cole Beasley. Jake?
I'm going to need to see a plethora of Devin Singletary. I'm not saying that Zach Moss is not going to have a shining career in Buffalo, but this is not the year for projects. Now, and that's tough to say because I like Zach Moss, but we are biting for a AFC East championship. You can't have
Super Bowl. We're contenders this year.
Perfect. So you can't have questions in your offense. You can't have questions in your defense. So we're going to need to put our best foot forward, wait until next year when you have the full offseason, you have preseason, to test these guys out. And that almost goes for Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox flashes of a really good tight end.
He's not there yet. Not close.
On the flip side, I don't know who we have on the roster right now who can kind of replace his skill set or his kind of possibility of skill set.
That's the hard part.
So
is his skill set a skill set yet, or is his skills and ability and what he provides to the team at the moment, is it a liability? Because he does have his drops. He had a fumble in a crucial spot that no one saw.
Which that would have been 450 yards-ish for Josh Allen.
No, he got those yards because there was a holding on Isaiah McKenzie. He got those yards.
Oh, okay. Disregard that.
Not saying that the drive wouldn't have produced more passing yards, though.
Or another touchdown.
Exactly. We could have 5 TDs.
So, yeah. I mean,
these TDs.
It's unfortunately not a year for projects.
We
need
need production
for the past 20 years.
It's go time. Like I've been saying, this is the year right now. Is that you?
No, you're kicking things?
No, I think mine's just stretched out a little bit.
Ah, there we go.
I do that every now and then. But I think that this is the year where this is the go time. This is our window. This is what we have. And Josh Allen's proved that this is the window right now. If you're ever going to produce anything more than a wild card berth, this is the year.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to start stacking playoff wins. We don't want to be a laughingstock like the Bengals, making it every other year for the past 12 years and never winning a game. I mean, we've had our 2 shots. They've been, the first game was very lackluster. The second game,
2 out of 3 years making the playoffs, and you're a field goal loss. You're 1-score loss in both.
No, definitely.
You got to get
You're
over that
almost there, but yeah. And I think Stephon Diggs, Devin Singletary, Cole Beasley, and John Brown will get you over that hump. 100%. I mean, they're going to have to.
You can't cover all 3. That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
End of story. Isaiah McKenzie's even a threat.
Stephon Diggs eats. If he doesn't, John Brown and Cole Beasley eats, and vice versa. There's always going to be someone in this offense who's going to be able to make plays, and that's the most important thing, and that's the thing that we've been missing all the way back to the year 2000. You had Lee Evans, and I guess he had Peerless Price, but you don't have what?
I'm not 2000. You mean Eric Moulds? Say Eric Moulds.
No, I'm not saying in the year
decade?
2000.
Oh.
I'm saying since then. You have a point where you have someone like Lee Evans, and you don't have star-studded wide receivers right next to him.
You got a plethora. You got your James Lofton, your Andre Reed,
exactly,
and I guess your Don Beebe. But yeah, I mean, you got your wide receivers. You've got probably the best wide receiving core in Bills history. End of story.
1,000%, and you have them for the next couple of years.
And you got a gunslinging quarterback. Go out there, pass your balls off, and win the game.
You have a decent offensive line who keeps improving every single week. And this goes back to the no more projects. I'm almost to the point to where Cody Ford needs to sit on the bench.
I don't think we talked about this on Sunday enough. He was getting subbed out with Brian Winters.
Yeah, and I think that it comes to a point, and I think that point is very soon, that just needs to be permanent. Whether Brian Winters can get the job done, or who is it? Quentin Spain? Not Quentin Spain. John Feliciano.
I was going to get
back
there.
From injury.
I think that they're doing spot duty right now until Feliciano comes back, and I don't think Darrell Williams is losing his job at all. He's been a stud at right tackle. He's been able to cover up what the coaches, and we look at the all 22. What Cody Ford's been able to lack in a little bit. Darrell Williams is able to kind of shore that up. I mean, when there's guys in Josh Allen's face, they're coming from the middle, not so much the outside. And if they are, they're chasing because they can't catch up to him.
1,000%.
And that's what you need out of a pass rush and a strong line.
So end the projects.
Just for this year.
For this year.
Do it behind the scenes. Cody Ford is not a lost cause. He's a second-round pick. He's a 38th overall pick. He's got talent. He's just not. He didn't get a full preseason. He was robbed of that. I mean, just give the guy a chance. And apparently, he was the right tackle or the right guard coming straight out of camp. Second day of camp, he was there. So I mean,
we did see things during week 1 where we were like, oh,
yeah,
Cody Ford getting.
And everyone said that he was improved, but I disagreed because even McDermott disagreed. I'm glad that we're at least seeing what they see.
We're tastemakers, man. What
yeah,
have we
Joe
been
B
saying?
had him in like the top 10 in his grades, and I thought that was awful because what is Joe B looking at that I'm not? Socks?
I don't know, man. Is he wearing those Jordan 1s?
No, that's Zach Moss.
Those are tight. Maybe keep them in.
Those are my favorite sneakers of all time.
It's going to be very important for Stephon Diggs. Now, obviously, we presume that everyone has a basic football knowledge, but if you don't, it's going to be very apparent that Stephon Diggs and Jalen Ramsey are going to be going one-on-one with each other. So, obviously, and you'll probably have safety help with Stephon Diggs being the great player that he is. So, that's going to leave John Brown, Cole Beasley, Isaiah McKenzie, whatever, one-on-one coverage. Now, bring it back to last year, you didn't have Stephon Diggs. You're already making fantastic plays with John Brown, Cole Beasley, Isaiah McKenzie,
You're winning
Robert
10 games
Foster.
with that offense.
And they're all going to be one-on-one.
Yeah.
There's no going to be double-teaming John Brown this year because you have Stephon Diggs, and he's still making fantastic plays while being double
Those
covered.
crossing routes destroyed the Dolphins. I got to think that they're trying to go back to that well this week.
They're going to have to for the entire year. I mean, I think those are the bread and butter plays.
They have speed guys.
I mean, that's what the Patriots have been doing since 2004, and it's been working.
Yeah. Deion Branch. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
That guy's not huge. He was crossing yards, crossing routes, and getting away. Now, here's another comment section for you guys. We're just loading it up with you guys. We're very interactive today. Now, Stephon Diggs, eight catches in both the last 2 games. Let's set the over-under at a fair 6.5. Do you think he gets over 6.5 or under 6.5? Drop a comment. We're not giving you anything. We just want to,
You have to hammer the over.
maybe this will be the tiebreaker in case we get too multiple.
You have to hammer the over.
You think so against Ramsey?
Yes. Dude,
They might go to the rush. I mean, they've been these 2 teams themselves have been doing a heavy dose of play action. It's like the play action off. They're the top 2 teams in play action.
but
Maybe they'll just go to the run this week
I
with the
think
Bills.
I don't think so. I think we're seeing less. Now, I don't have the stats to back this up, and I'm not going to look it up now. But I think we've been moving away from the run week after week. Obviously, the sample size is very small, but you pass less in the Miami game, and I think that's going to continue to happen as the coaching staff is going to be more comfortable with giving Josh Allen the reins, and the more he succeeds, the more freedom they're going to give him to just throw the ball wild. And I think we're going to see a lot of passing out of Josh Allen. Now, it may not be to Stephon Diggs because Jalen Ramsey, one of the best corners in the league, is going to be going and shadowing him with safety help. So it's going to be John Brown. It's going to be Cole Beasley. I mean, even they do go to Devin Singletary a lot in the passing game. A lot
Absolutely.
of short
He's
dump-off
open.
bats,
Yeah.
a lot of screens. Even that tight end screen with Dawson Knox. Obviously, I don't think we're going to be seeing it this week, but those work. I mean, the screen passes for the
Getting the
Buffalo Bills
lineman
work.
out in front of you with the open field and the ball works. Now, I came up across something in my brain up there.
Big brain.
We're wondering where is Josh Allen getting those 2 games
Big
from?
brain. Dude, I love
so much for my big brain. We're wondering, where is Josh Allen getting these 2 games from? Have you noticed a correlation of fans to passing yards Josh Allen's putting up right now? Does he play better without the fans?
He does. I would say he does.
Do you think the fans get to him, get him overly excited? Do you think that's a thing?
I think maybe the entire hype of it.
The game, we think about like how good he was in the beginning of the season last year, and then the Patriots game, he didn't look like himself. That game was too big for him. Not saying he's not a gamer; he plays well in the 4th quarter. But do you think the pressure of the fans and how hyped and how excited the fans get, and he's played better on the road? There's no doubt about that.
I see what you're saying, but then you look to some of the biggest games the Bills have had in a long time. You look at
Steelers game on the road,
Steelers game on the road, the
Cowboys
Cowboys
game on the road,
and I would go as far to say that he didn't play poorly. I played very well in that game against the Houston Texans.
Absolutely.
So I see your point. I see where he struggles when the home crowd's going crazy.
Exactly.
I
Is it
think
too
he
much for him?
Definitely gets way too hyped.
Now, that's just a young thing. I'm not saying it'll be too much for him his whole career.
No.
But do you think this maybe helps take the edge off, the pressure off? There's no one there going to boo him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
So yeah,
Maybe I'm onto something.
there's really
Maybe I'm so crazy. I'm
no
onto something.
outside repercussions of playing poorly.
Loose. Exactly.
So
Play loose.
yeah,
No trips on his shoulder. That's something maybe we discovered something right there.
no more fans for the rest of Josh Allen's career.
I'll sacrifice.
Sorry, Bills fans.
Actually, I'll go. I'll sacrifice the ability for me to go. I'll go.
just Madmen Sports.
Exactly. We'll go to just hey, we're doing a scientific experiment.
This is a social experiment.
Don't tell him we're there.
give the homeless guy $5 and film him and watch Josh Allen with no fans.
Exactly. Let's talk about this defense. Defense was a little porous, but I also think that was Fitzpatrick's best game so far.
It's a combination of Ryan
Injuries.
Fitzpatrick having a really great game, throwing over 300 yards, and missing out on Tremaine Edmonds, missing out on Matt Milano, which thankfully they both practiced yesterday on Wednesday.
Today, but when
whatever.
you're listening or watching tomorrow, yesterday.
Matt Milano was a full go. Tremaine Edmonds was in a non-contact jersey. So with those guys back specifically, with their running back, or excuse me, their tight end, that's a big part of their offense. We're going to need Matt Milano to cover him. I mean, we saw what Mike Gesicki did without a really good linebacker on him.
Absolutely.
So we don't want to make those mistakes twice. These mistakes will be amplified against the Los Angeles Rams. So
It's not
we
a team
can't
you
let
can
that
have
happen.
mental mistakes. You're going to need your veterans back. You're going to need your Milano. You're going to need your football IQ at its all-time high against the Sean McVay offense, which, I may add, the Buffalo Bills have never played Sean McVay.
Yeah, and they're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl.
Last time they played the Rams, Jeff Fisher was the coach, and it was in L.A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, they're
Big brain.
they're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, be it lack of Todd Gurley.
2 years already?
I think so.
Yeah. That first Super Bowl was boring. That was boring. That was a boring Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So boring.
So boring.
Entertain us. You're so boring.
Tell a joke.
Say funny stuff.
The Good Liars.
Shout out
on
to the
Twitter.
Good Liars. But no, listen.
They're a good team.
Exactly. And they're a smart team. That's the biggest deal. This is a smart defense against a smart offense. This is the Sean McBowl. Sean McVay versus Sean McDermott. Spelled the same way.
Yo, we got to get that trending.
Hashtag Sean McBowl. What are we calling the Bills offense? Because I know we're wrapping up here. What are we calling the Bills offense? Are we calling it the J gun?
The J gun. The J gun. Oh,
Because Josh Allen has an arm like a
yeah.
fucking cannon. That's Kenny Powers right there. I don't know why no one's made that a meme yet. I will.
So
It's gonna get one like.
well, let's get away from just like a
be
normal
Jake.
gun, because that reminds me too much of like the Jim Kelly era. I like where you're going with cannon, tank. I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you think we should nickname.
Yeah, what are
our
we calling
offense.
the Buffalo Bills offense? Help us out, man. We're talking about cannon, tank.
Cannon tanks?
We want to get away from guns, but we're talking about cannons and tanks.
Well, no, just